never gives up. He's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air. G.I. Joe! G.I. Joe is there!
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose? To defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare, G.I. Joe.
Hello everybody, Mac here, and I know I said I was going to be taking a break from the G.I. Joe Classified series, but that was before this guy showed up and made a liar out of me. What we have here today is the G.I. Joe Classified series Snake Supreme Cobra Commander. Now this was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive during PulseCon this past summer, and it, like the Snake Eyes that first came out, the exclusive of Snake Eyes, this is a different paint deco, a different packaging, comes with different accessories of the Cobra Commander that we took a look at prior. There will be a card for that review right there. But this, first of all, we can see, even from the box, this is a completely different look for the G.I. Joe Classified series. We have this great graphic of the Commander up front in sort of like this gold and tan and crimson logo. You can see the Cobra hood in the background. His cape looks fantastic. The artwork right here, I think, is really something special. Now we flip it around to the back, and you can see that there's even more beautiful artwork, and there's this die-cut pattern that when we lift the slip sheet off, you can see it will reveal the actual print underneath. And we'll take a look at that in just 1 second. But this is really cool. I really like this effect. On the side here, we have the dual pieces of artwork that you'll see once we get the slip cover off. Same thing on this side here. And up top, we have some more art. Whoop, it's upside down. Up top, we have some more art with the number. Now, we take the slip cover off. Before we show you the front, I want to show you the back to show you what I mean about this die cut here. That when we slip the cover off, you can see that this is basically a 2D representation of this die cut here on the back slip cover. You can see how they sort of superimpose over each other. And this is a really cool look, a really cool design. If nothing else, I love that this has at least some different packaging from what we have seen previously. So let's just take the slip cover aside for now, and we flip the actual box around. You can see we have those symbols down the side here. You can see that we have that print of Snake Supreme Cobra Commander on the side, and up front, with the two halves together, we have this great stylized golden Cobra motif going on. And let me just hold this together, that this whole thing, this just looks fantastic. I love the artwork they used on this. Just like with the Hasbro Pulse Snake Eyes exclusive, I think they really went to the next level with the packaging with this and the artwork with this. Now, to get into the figure, instead of a lid coming off like with the Snake Eyes figure, this thing just opens up. And check that out. It actually becomes like a display stand for your Cobra Commander figure, which you can see he's in the shell right there. He has a sword, he has a scepter, globe, gun, hands, all of the accessories. This looks fantastic. This is a great looking display piece. I really like, you see how it just sort of folds in like that? I really like how they did this. So, that's enough gushing about the box. Let's get Cobra Commander out of his box, and we will take a look at G.I. Joe Classified Snake Supreme Cobra Commander. Alright friends, here he is out of the box, Snake Supreme Cobra Commander, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the tape measure to him, but truthfully he should be the same size as the previous Cobra Commander, which should put him at about 6.5 inches tall. And right to the top of his helmet, yes, he is 6.5 inches tall. So there we go. Now, let's take a look at articulation. Once again, just like the previous Commander, this shouldn't have any new surprises to us. That the head can do a full 360 turn. Not much of a side-to-side rock, but he can look down, he can look up. Arms come out to the sides. He has a full 360 rotation. He has bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows. wrist swivel, and just like with the previous commander, the left wrist pivots in and out, whereas the right wrist pivots, oh no, wait, I'm sorry. Pivots up and down. Okay? He looks like he's molded for an ab crunch, but he doesn't really have much of an ab crunch. He can't go forward. He can go back a little bit. He has a waist twist that it's kind of hard to work just because of how gummy his upper torso buck is. He has thigh swivel, double jointed knees, ankle rock, and side-to-side pivot. So he has all of the articulation of a G.I. Joe classified figure. Oh, and he has a bit of a butterfly hinge in the shoulder as well. So he has all of the articulation of a G.I. Joe classified figure and all of the articulation of the standard Cobra Commander figure. But the biggest thing, the difference we can see, is the paint deco on this figure. And wow. Just wow. Let's get to the paint deco in a second, and we'll take a closer look at it. But first, let's talk about this cape. This cape is one minor letdown. That when I was looking at him on Hasbro Pulse, I swear I thought this cape was posed. I thought there was a wire in it. It's not. It's completely cloth goods. It looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. The bottom here isn't stitched, and I'm a little worried about that it might start fraying. The two types of material might start fraying, and it might start to rip. But if you want to take it off, and we're going to take it off just so we can get a better look at it, if you want to take it off, you can put his hands back, and there's just these elastic straps that hold it on. Let's get it worked around the hand. Let's set the commander back here for a second, and we will take a closer look. That you can see that on the inside, it's just this red felt. Okay, now we flip it around to the back, and we can see the great serpent pattern, the snake skin pattern in the black, giving it almost like a leather look, a heavy leather cape motif look, and I really like that. Even though there's no wire in it, I still think it's a great accessory. It looks fantastic on the commander. And up top, we have two Cobra symbols right here that would be like the shoulder connections on his uniform. Now, let's set that aside, and let's bring the commander forward. Let's raise this a little, and you can see that this is exactly the same standard Cobra Commander body, sculpt, everything, just with a lot of added detail to him. You can see that the uniform is predominantly black. You can see all of this intricate design in his uniform right here. That this is all reminiscent of the design, the artwork that's on his box that he comes in. He has this fantastic hooded Cobra symbol on the back. Once again, this is the design that was on the box. It's even split on his tails down here. The boots, different colored with the red, the gold on black, everything. You put him side by side with our standard Cobra Commander, and you take a look at him, and it is amazing, amazing how much difference a new paint job can do to a figure. Okay, so while we have these two together, and we have the cape off of Snake Supreme Commander, there are two differences between these figures that I almost missed, and they are, first of all, Snake Supreme does have a hip holster for his pistol, which we'll see in a second, whereas Cobra Commander, the only thing he has is the sheath for his snake-headed sword. He doesn't have a holster on the side for his pistol, and now that I'm looking at them, I do remember that being a criticism of mine, that I wish he had a holster for his pistol. The second being, and I almost missed this until I got them right next to each other, look at the hands, the clutching hands. These are two different hands, hand molds for his left hand. I thought they were the same, but you can see that there is a slight difference in the grip that I don't think the standard grip for the Commander. Let me see, we'll take a look here. Yeah, it doesn't really hold the globe accessory that he comes with as well as the other one does. And you'll see that in a second once we get to the accessories. But I thought that was just really interesting that they changed the hand sculpt and they changed the belt sculpt. Whereas, you know, the commander has this side sash here with the over-the-shoulder cape, and he has a full-on double belt. I thought that was an interesting little difference between the two of them. Now, we take a closer look at him. There is one flaw on this that is just a little bit annoying. You can see right here where this gold trim outlines the centerpiece on his uniform. Look right here. There's no golden line continued right there on the side. See that? It's on the bottom part right here. It's on the bottom, and you can see, let me see if I can focus in on something that close. And you can see that it looks like it's supposed to continue up. And this side does continue up, but this side, no paint app. That's a minor, that's one of those minor things that's like, how could you miss that on a figure like this? But it is what it is. And we also see that these little dots are sort of painted to resemble serpent eyes, which I think is an awesome inclusion as well. Now, let's take a look at some of the accessories. First thing we're going to take a look at is this, because we've seen it before. It is his snake hood sword. This came with the standard commander. It had the gold hilt, or it had the gold snake head, but everything else was silver, just like a standard sword. This one is molded in gold and has some red paint deco on it. So there we have that. We also have these two hands that came with the original commander, the clenched fist and the pointing finger. The clenched fist, let's swap these out. The clenched fist for the left, the pointing finger for the right. Okay? Now, we get into some of the new stuff. First off, he has his scepter, this Cobra hood scepter, which is a great addition because I do believe in the comic and the cartoon both, he used this numerous times when he was on one of his many, many ego trips. And this looks great molded in this gold. It gives it a very regal look. It gives it a very imperious look. It totally plays to the commander's ego, especially in those early days in the comics and any time in the cartoon. And it's a great accessory for the commander. Something else that he has, which I love, is this globe, this golden globe, so that he can basically hold the world in his hand like the tyrannical would-be overlord that he is. It actually has, I don't know if you can see, but it actually has like the world map etched into it. I don't know how accurate it is, but it looks pretty good. He can hold it in that open gripping hand. It looks great right there. You can do all kinds of fun things with that. And the final accessory we're going to take a look at here is this pistol. And anybody who had Cobra Commander in the vintage line, this should look very familiar. You can see mine's a little bent. It's a very soft rubber. Be able to fix that. But anybody who had the 3 3/4 inch vintage line, this should look familiar. This was the original pistol that Cobra Commander came with back in the 80s. And this is my only issue with this. That this pistol is very mundane, very run-of-the-mill. This should have been the pistol that came with the standard Cobra Commander. The pistol that we got with the standard Cobra Commander is very ornate. It's like a modern-day flintlock. It looks fantastic, has a lot of intricate detail to it, would have looked fantastic in gold. That pistol should have been the one that came with this version of the Cobra Commander, and the standard pistol should have been molded in silver and should have come with the standard issues of the Cobra Commander. Either way, whichever pistol you want to display your commander with, the holster on his hip will holster both guns, just like the sheath on the other side of his hip will sheath his sword, just like with the standard commander, so that you can pack all of his weapons on him, and the only thing he has to hold is his scepter and his globe. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, the Snake Supreme Cobra Commander was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. It was only available for a limited time in limited quantities on Hasbro Pulse website during their PulseCon this past summer. I believe it was the end of summer, beginning of fall. So this has been on pre-order for quite some time. They are sold out on Hasbro Pulse. So right now, unfortunately, the only way you can get one of these, if you want one, is via the secondary market. Other than the very minor nitpick that I wish the cape had a wire in it, I think this is a great figure, even taking into account that little bit of a missed paint app on the side. I think this is a great figure. I think this is a great look for the Commander. I think this is what a variant or an exclusive should be. Something that improves upon the original, that isn't just a paint swap. It is a paint swap with a lot more detail, something that enhances a figure that has already existed, something that gives you a reason to want to get this one, rather than just saying, hey, these 4 figures are only available at this store, these 2 figures are only available online, etc., etc. I think this is a great example of what a variant figure should be. Now, having said that, the only thing I can say past this being a really good look for the Commander is that with all of this regalia, all of this gold, the cape, all of the detail, everything, this should have been Serpentor. I really like that they gave Cobra Commander this treatment, but they should have saved all of this for Serpentor. That's just me. I would have loved to have gotten Serpentor early in this. I would have loved to have gotten a Serpentor with this much detail. Who knows? Maybe when Serpentor finally does come out, it will eclipse this version of the Commander. But I just feel like we should have gotten Serpentor instead of this imperious-looking Cobra Commander. Don't get me wrong, like I said, I love the figure. I just really would have liked to have had Serpentor with this amount of detail and this amount of attention done to him. I think that would have been fantastic. I'm glad I have this. I'm glad that we got a Commander like this. I think he looks great. But if I would have had the option between this or Serpentor, I would have taken Serpentor any day of the week. So hopefully, down the line, in future waves, we will get Serpentor, but until we find that out, play well, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare. G.I. Joe!